Hello and welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neal Howard. Thank you so much for joining us. Our guest today is retired pediatric surgeon Ivan Figueroa. He's certified in traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, and he's going to tell us his story, a very, very interesting background. Welcome to Health Professional Radio, Dr. Ivan Figueroa.
Thank you, Neal. It's great to be with you there.
Give us a little bit of background about yourself. I know that you are, as I said, a retired pediatric surgeon, also certified in traditional Chinese medicine. Talk a little bit about your background as a surgeon and then the transition to traditional Chinese medicine.
It's a matter of as you grow in life. Yeah, I was telling some friends of mine, your life purpose changes as you grow in more knowledge. The more abundant your knowledge becomes, the more ample your mind becomes, the more open to alternative things. And we tend to be, as a pediatric surgeon, I was pretty fixed into what I was doing. I was very good. I was a Canadian, but one of the best in San Juan, Puerto Rico, good practice. I did a lot of great things for my kids and children. Yet, during that period of time, there was something I was missing. You know, you're looking for that goal, purpose, and joy moment, and I still had it missing. That's how I changed around. I grew older. I started opening up to complementary types of medicine since I studied Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine is very global, very holistic, very integrative. Then it made me change my view of the way I looked at medicine. I do not see it as opposing views. I see it as complementary views because the problem, medicine, is a knowledge that accumulates through history in many ways. The tendency to modern medicine is to discard whatever the old things are and then just utilize what science-based medicine occurs. As we review this, we know how many times we've been wrong about this. I'm not going to go into details, but the past and the things that we've done in the past can be integrated if we research them and find the reason for them. So basically, I was able to get the best of two worlds. And I tend to think, and I tell my patients, let's go for the less complicated, the less expensive way to treat you. I'll give you the choices. You can go this way, the quick way, surgery, whatever it is. But you can try, give it a chance. For example, a person with a knee problem, a meniscus problem in the knee, the tendency now is to go rapidly into arthroscopy. I reviewed the literature, and there's really no evidence-based medicine that arthroscopy immediately does solve the problem. There's a placebo effect in this surgery. So I tell my patients, before you go to that, give it a chance with acupuncture, changes in nutrition, exercise strengthening, exercise for your muscles, and see what happens. You have nothing to lose.
Now, you were named Holistic Physician of the Year back in 2011 by Natural Awakening magazine.
Okay, that is the fun part of my life. I retired from surgery at around 61 years old. Then I started practicing alternative complementary medicine. And then at 70 years old, I got a glimpse of it. I have to do something else, you know. I need something else to challenge me. So I went into writing. And then I said, I'm going to share my life story. What changed me throughout the years, those experiences that made me open up to different views of thinking, I wanted to share in my life. Then I shared like a trilogy called The School of Life Trilogy, the review for the final exam. So then I started writing in different levels in a non-sectarian manner because I believe God is bigger than most religions. And when I speak about God, I speak about a God that's bigger even than my own views. So I'm ample to be wrong when I write, but I share my views, you understand? So then I started writing about that. My last book is my Jewel in the Crown. The name of the title of the book is Spirituality 103, The Forgiveness Code, Finding the Light Within Our Shadows, which basically covers the way to get rid of guilt. Guilt is one of the most infectious of diseases, and it hurts you deeply and very silently. and it was carried in a subconscious mind up to the present. I managed to find a way to decode that guilt, to restructure, and to forgive it. Because remember in the Bible, God says, forgive them for they do not know why they do. And these are really people who are mistreating him. And Jesus says that very clearly, so I understand. And the Buddha said the same thing. Suffering is just ignorance of the reality of your own life. And you never judge anybody without really putting yourself in their shoes. So I think the message is clear. There's nobody who wants to make you guilty. We make mistakes to learn. So I call the experiences of suffering that have accumulated in my life as lessons of love. So that's the way I write my book.
Now, when it comes to forgiveness, the power of forgiveness, how can that improve our physical health? You said guilt is one of those things that we carry, but is it forgiveness of other people forgiving us or us forgiving other people or a combination of the two?
No. The most important is for yourself. Because you generate your own damage to your body is done through the autonomic system. Subconscious levels uses the vagal, autonomic, sympathetic, parasympathetic system. There's a connection, and it creates a lot of problems. Endocrine, GI, gastrointestinal, cardiac. So we hurt ourselves subconsciously by those emotional neurohormones. So basically, the forgiveness is we have to understand that our guilt, we made our mistakes because we didn't know better. Just look at your life. I'm sorry to say. Go back in your life, 20, 30 years. And we have so many, at least I do. I'm not saying you do. I do. So many things to feel ashamed about that hurt me for many years, and I could not get them out. There was not a psychologist or a friend or a therapist that got them out. It was only my own bravery to look at my own shadows and find the beautiful light that I kept hitting away by my guilt. And that's what I write about in my book. And it's been very well received by reviews.
You're still in your role as an educator, trying to integrate traditional Chinese acupuncture, also get that into medical schools. How is that going? How is that being received?
Very, very uphill. Very uphill. I'm also a member of the board of medical acupuncture. I give the exams to doctors who take the exam, national exam. And I'm a teacher at the local acupuncture course, certified by physicians. Yet, there's no way you can get this information into medical schools. It's a wall of resistance, of ignorance, and fear. So I haven't done very much, and I'm not going to try to change the system. I just teach the guy who's in front of me, the physician, but the guy I can teach in that class, I'll influence him with that. And I'll teach him whatever I can share with him. I don't want to change the world. I want to change myself, and by example, let other people change themselves. That's the way I think about the way we should be. And I'm less picky about myself than I was as a surgeon. I was a very good pediatric surgeon. I was a floating god in the field of medicine. And I did research and everything, but I was really not very happy with myself. We expect too much of ourselves in general, physicians, surgeons, whoever we are. I think they teach us that we have to be perfect, and then patients feel that we should be perfect,
absolutely. Right? Now, where can our listeners get a copy of your series? Yes,
the easiest way to get my book is go to Amazon and look me up, Ivan Figueroa, and my book, Just Spirituality 103, The Forgiveness Code, Find the Light in Our Shadows. Right now, I have a special in one of the ebooks for 99 cents.
Okay.
So this for people who love to read ebooks. You can find my book and you download it before it goes away from the special. Other way to get it and know about myself is go to my author page, which is like my name, I Figueroa, IFIGUEROA, allauthor.com. iFigueroa.allauthor.com. There you can see my life story, the rest of my book, the trilogy, which is a beautiful way to read. I'll be coming up with my fourth book pretty soon. I'm not going to say too much about it. We haven't decided to announce it yet, but I'll be coming for my fourth book. And from then on, I'll go to the second series, will be the 200 series. I just finished the 100, 101, 1.2, and 103. And then I'll start with 200 series, which more advanced stuff. I'll be talking about the cancer in our genes. I'll give you a glimpse. The cancer in our genes. So that's about coming up.
Great. I'm looking forward to talking with you again when that book comes out. We've been speaking with award-winning Amazon best-selling doctor-turned-author as he offers his prescription to living a life of health, success, and forgiveness. It's Dr. Ivan Figueroa. Thank you so much for coming, and I'm looking forward to more conversations with you.
Thank you very much, sir. Very glad to be with you.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neal Howard. Transcripts and audio of the program are available at healthprofessionalradio.com.au and also at hpr.fm. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, listen in, and download at SoundCloud. And be sure and visit our affiliates page at healthprofessionalradio.com.au.